Hi everybody. Hi everybody.
Yeah, here we are. Well, some of our faces anyway. Loquitur over there is he's in the world and does not have his token for X to show him. And Lokag Bry is not going to be here today. Sir not appearing in this episode. And yeah, so already be taking charge of Lokag's actions through the session. But hey everybody, how's it? Welcome back to another session of Goblin Stone session 4. One of the sessions, but before 10, after 1. We are again, we're the Mythlanders, and we are here to continue the story for you all. We're curious you as you come up with them. If you had any moments that stood out to you, this is a question for the viewers. Whether master question, if you have dungeon master questions for me, throw them in chat, and I will, as quickly as I can, likely on break. But thanks for joining us for another exciting session. And so we have joining us is X. He's probably waving, but we just can't see it. Of course,
there's a lot of waves where I'm at. I'm on a boat.
Always with the dad jokes. We have Jay Fink playing Millie again. And we have meet Clifford.
Yeah.
As mentioned, Big Bry is not going to be joining us tonight. I believe also on a vacation, but not where he's got internet access. So, last session we left off with the characters in a bit of a tight spot. They had moved out into the stone a little bit, scratching the edge of dark water at the base of the darkened stone, moving toward a strange voice in a stranger cabin on a island. Thinking better of this, I began to slip up the cliff face to the next level, spying a few hobgoblins. X and the others were ready. About centuries, but not before one gave a cry of alarm, summoning another small squadron of 8 hobgoblins. The party hit as best they could, along the uneven walls, but they were spotted by one sharp-eyed hobgoblin. They are armored in chainmail swords and crossbows. They seem quite prepared for violence, in all things considered. They even seem sort of warmed up. There's a thin sheen of sweat, as if they've just been training or practicing. Last session, let's see. So, what about you, Clifford? Anything stand out for you? Anything you feel like I left out for the recap?
We're probably all gonna die. You didn't mention that.
Saving it for you.
It's pretty scary. And we're not sure if we have access to our magic right now. We're all like we can't connect. It's not working. So we're in this sort of tense moment of like feelings of inadequacy and oh my god and terror, and that's it's a personal day moment. It's not. Doesn't know what's going to happen. You summed it up pretty good, though. Slimes in the water down at the bottom of the cliff. We're not sure how they're going to.
All right. Well, how about you, Helena? What do you recall for last session?
Well, I recall trying to hide for
going to fool those damn goblins, but alas, it did not. But you know, can speak for Helena. She's gotten out of things for certain, and maybe she'll get out of this too. And I guess the main thing in terms of Helena is that she started to notice sort of a welling of energy in her, sort of seeing the life force from Neely's life force fading. She could sense that for the first time ever. So that was developmentally interesting, I believe.
Absolutely.
No funny moments though. This is serious. This is serious business.
It'd get pretty serious pretty quick. How about you, X? What do you?
Well, I recall that we to find a way into this place. We were searching around. We found, the party had problems with 2 hobgoblins. Was thoroughly defeated by a small cliff, which he absolutely could not overcome. Okay, helped him out, and so we got her back on her feet, and now we're facing down 7 of them. So dangerous. X is ready. He's he's prepared to do what he must.
Excellent. And how about you, Joe? J-Think?
Yeah, 2 kind of moments to death saving throws here on stream, and then low keg making. Oh.
Minced jam. There was a definite slash in there from Cliff.
And I think it's important to note, unlike some other games people have been part of, our death saves stay until a long rest.
Indeed. Reminder. Think making some adjustments in the background here. And let me transition our map over. Alright, let's go ahead and click initiative, highlight our tokens, and re-roll initiative for the session. Good view up here.
Could you roll for X, please?
I absolutely can. A couple more adjustments.
And I'll just throw this out there. Does anybody really want to go first?
No.
I do, says Lokag.
Okay, that's fair. So X has that new alert feat that gives me a bonus to my initiative, but also allows me to trade with one other party member.
Mm-hmm.
So if I roll really high, I can trade and give him a high spot.
Want to do that?
If I roll really well, yeah.
Okay. You got a 17. You're third in initiative. He is second to last.
Yeah, I think it'd be good, especially if it puts him ahead of the enemies.
He's already ahead of the enemies. They rolled rather poorly. And I might just use my first GM inspiration to re-roll my only, to re-roll the hobgoblin.
That's what they get for chainmail.
That's true, yeah. Old school rules, right? Oof. Dice are telling a story. The hobgoblins. So he'll go, 2 turns before, or at the moment, it doesn't look like it'll make that much of a difference in that, given that consideration. Everyone's going to go before the hobgoblins.
I'll go ahead and trade him because I can.
Okay.
I think it'll be just use the ability.
All right.
Okay, it's like, whoa, what?
Oh. Is there a visual effect or anything? What does that look like, or maybe or to Lokag?
I think it's just. I think X would say something. Get out of there. And that would like perk up and act fast.
True enough.
And you keep your locations. You're just trading your initiative.
Right. Correct.
So, kick in the pants.
Top of the order, though, is Millie. So
All
how's Millie
right.
proceed?
Millie's gonna move forward to here. Seeing that hobgoblin, I assume with advantage. It's still pretty dark in here, right?
You've already pretty loud and close together.
You are 65 feet away from that first. If that makes a difference, dark vision might not.
If you're 65 feet away, you're going to be outside of the dark vision. So perception check to see if you can see them from there with a disadvantage, or you can continue moving up until until you get a good view on one of your enemies. That's a bonus action.
Ooh. Oh.
With disadvantage, that is going to be a... You can see the target, but you will have disadvantage.
Okay, that's what I thought I'd have anyway. $14 to hit.
A 14. The one blocks it with his shield. Blast his shield. You hear it punch into the chainmail. You hear the hobgoblin grunt, but you don't think it really penetrated.
Okay, and then she'll just say, "We must move," and I'll move.
All right. Next.
Oh boy, I don't like. He's, I think, wants to take a pot shot while he can, so he's going to reload the crossbow he's been using. Out that first hobgoblin.
Okay.
Again, I managed to see him, right?
Yeah.
Is there, they have any kind of light source?
There is. I mean, it's dimly lit, very dimly lit in this area. So you can see a little further than you could with dark vision. Hence, perception check to see if you can get a clear view of them. Side of your range. So
I'll see what he's got. I'm going to try his perception and see
Okay.
what kind of luck he's got.
Right, that'll be your bonus action.
Oh, and it's I just rolled it. Roll a second time, so
Yeah, you can see them pretty clearly.
I can get a straight shot at him. All right, I'll do it. I'm going to hit it. That seemed to work. Hopefully, I will hit some. It's 14. Enough, huh?
14 is
I
going
was
to
hidden,
miss.
so it's because I was hidden. Yeah.
I believed you had taken an action during that initial surprise. I'm rolling back through. I see You made a crossbow
Oh, did I-
attack. Helena made a bow attack. X made a
With
short bow tattoo attack.
at the time, so would he be able to see me?
Well,
shooting? I
once
guess
you
he would-
fire, it's revealed unless you've got a special ability that says otherwise.
I don't get, even though I'm
Yeah.
can't see. I get it. Damn. Oh well. Then I have a move action, and I think you're right about trying to move. Then none of them have ranged weapons yet. They're all kind of charging at us.
They
As far as
do seem to have heavy crossbows across their backs.
Right. Not using them just yet. All right. Is that like kind of looks like a rock or something? I might head for that.
Here?
Oh, well, no, over here. Can get to there.
Yeah, it's just a little bit out of the ground, maybe a foot. If you got prone on the other side of it, it would give you some cover and a boost, you know.
All right.
Would give you a chance
That's
to
good,
hide.
then. Yeah, so he's done his action, and he has no. Yeah, he used his bonus. So that's all he's got.
All right. Is Lokag. He's going to lob a hand axe. He would just dash out, or
Go for it, Locat. Yeah. Those spots.
does that seem right to the rest of you all?
Yeah, I think he'd try to attack no matter what.
Throws his hand, misses, and he
Damn.
toward Helena.
Well, that's actually probably okay. I'm just very right now.
Yeah. Well, next he's like, "Don't worry, rat hat girl, or I have you. Stand behind my large frame." Next, Helena.
Wanting to take that very solid advice, she also feels like she wants to kind of get back towards this side over here with the rest of her comrades. So kind of using Lokag as cover. Can I see the hobgoblin nearest me from where I'm at?
Yeah, you can. Like I said, it's very dim light, so you can kind of see everybody.
Well, I think
Same
she's
thing.
definitely going
Perception
to.
check?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's that?
Oh, it's bonus action perception check if you want to
Yeah.
know, like.
Yeah, if you want to
can
get a
see
clear
me.
shot on, if you were closer, maybe 20 feet, you'd probably get a clearer shot. But from here, you need to make a perception check if you're going to try and get a clear shot on one of the hobgoblins.
Does that count as an action?
Bonus action to make that perception check.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
All right. 15. Yeah, you're certain you kind of cut the shape of the hobgoblin in your mind out from the surrounding shadow and darkened stone.
I'm definitely going to shoot at him with my short bow.
All right. Make that attack that's going to be a single roll.
Ooh!
16. Double check here.
Come on.
Fortunately, a chainmail and a shield is going to deflect that. He manages to pull up his shield at the last moment and block that arrow.
I know when I'm bested. I'm going to take off running, jump down from the crevice, and take off running far as I may, which is 30, of course. And let's see. Is that Q you hold?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or right click.
Okay.
Just with the normal grabbing tool. Looks like you grabbed the measuring tool there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
That helps a lot more, actually. No, now I won't do anything.
For viewers who are not familiar with Roll20, there's like little tools to use, and it's easy to get kind of turned around when you're playing the game. Takes a little practice, or a lot, really. So, and as you can see, we all still have those to deal with.
C10, 5, 30. I guess here, yeah. Okay, I just have to do it the way I do it.
Yeah, gotta do what
There
works
we
for
go.
you.
That's what I did. I just I used my eyeballs and counted it.
I should just do that. That'll go so much faster. Point at the screen. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
All right.
you're out of sight.
X, as your allies continue to sort of fire and advance to the rear, what does X do?
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on the injured one right there.
All right.
It'll be a D12 if it hits and a DC 13 save.
That's a wisdom save, right? Is that a con? Give me just a moment.
Wisdom, I believe.
I believe so too.
Damn, nice
And-
roll.
Yeah, that is going to fail.
Damn, yes.
You can feel free to describe or pass, DL, as that Toll of the Dead takes your enemy out. I don't think we've seen this before on stream.
So it's the grave opening up at their feet, and then the silvery hands are clawing at them. The animation's the same for Toll the Dead and Chill Touch for my guy. So he's using his tattoo magic, and the tattoo flares up. And you see these silvery hands just come up and grab the hobgoblin and pull him down.
Man, I never get used to that.
Awesome. It doesn't pull him all the way into the stone, but his feet do sink a few inches. The hobgoblin's skin pales to ash white. He seems emaciated, and as if the moisture has been drained from its body. He collapses like a pile of sticks inside his chainmail. What does X do next?
And then with my bonus action, I'm going to attempt to enact some healing magic. I'm gonna dig down deep and say, "Heal this wounded hero," and I'll point at Lokag.
Again, yeah, you feel power flow through you from the higher realms. This energy is hot and fierce, where sort of the last energy you had aligned yourself to had a buoyant, like almost jovial kind of strength and a cool cleverness. This just seems like a force of nature. It's almost like you have to hold yourself just right so it doesn't scour you out as this energy comes through you and heals your ally. Go ahead and roll that healing for Lokag.
Does it actually work?
Or wisdom saving throw.
I can't roll for myself. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, looks like Millie was rolling for you. Okay, that is, yeah, it succeeds. Healing
All right,
word.
then it's a D4 plus 3, right, for healing word.
All right, Millie's got you. Total of 7. Maximum he can be healed.
And then I'll use my movement to fade back and be behind some other people.
All right, so you slip around behind Millie, or you go ahead back where Helena is. She's sort of around the corner. Cliff has gone a little bit north. So which way do you go? Sort of north or southish as you go eastward?
I'll go a bit north. I'll go behind Millie.
I had an environmental question. The fire to the north that we're going towards, is that like lighting things up around there?
It is. It's bright light within 20 feet around it, and dim light out to about where Millie is. And then beyond there, it's very, very, very dim light, like almost dark between those areas of light. I will let's see here. Yeah. All right. So as X moves off to the side, the hobgoblins a barking shout from one to the rear. The two in the front come, or the three in the front come together and begin to move forward. The three in the back spread out a bit. They drop their shields down to hang on straps and sheathe their blades. They each, let's see here, draw up crossbows. They all advance. Actually, these three dash forward and surround Lokag. The others continue firing at whomever they can.
Didn't they just drop their shields and stuff, or is that like a
Dropping their shield is a non-action. To sheath their sword, I assume is an object interaction, and then a bonus action to pull their crossbows out.
Gotcha.
So they move and each attack. A 16 and a 22. Two of those are going to hit. They seem to take expert advantage of the openings created by those up in Lokag's face, menacing with their swords. Lokag drops, two bolts piercing, one high up in the shoulder near the neck, one low down in the belly. You hear another barked shout from the one that seems to be the leader, and of course, Clifford, you couldn't understand some of this. That's enough, boys! They're meat! These ones are good meat! Strong! Let's push him to that corner! We'll surround him.
Did he take half damage from raging, DM?
Oh, he would have.
Absolutely, he did. But let's see here. Still enough to take him out. He was at 15. That would have done 16 at half damage.
So 8?
No, that's 16 is halved.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that was. Let's see here. It's 19 plus 12. It's 30. 31, so still 15 would have brought him to 0.
So just a quick note. I don't mean to. You have a special rule about shields because normally it does take their action to take the shield off, so they can they have to use a actual action to do it.
Yeah, if people have like a battle harness, they're heavily armored. I usually assume they have a shield strap, in which case, so it's kind of couched over the shoulder. They did it in like Norman and late period England, and they'll just sort of slough the shield off to the side, so they can grip their sword two-handed. Yeah, so it's a house. Gotcha. It's a house rule.
Because I have a shield too. I might do that. That's good enough.
Yes, you can totally do that.
All right.
And that is them. They have advanced. The leader spoke. Next in the order, what does Millie do?
All right. Not a whole lot I can do for Lokag, unfortunately.
Good time for that healing spell. Oh.
I will just try to shoot the closest guy again and then move.
Okay.
Still at disadvantage on that attack, or are we able to see them better now?
You are much closer. So you're going to have a... Well, if you... Let's see here. If you moved up 5 feet, you'd get a clear shot on them.
Right, I don't really have any desire to move closer.
Fair enough.
So I'll fire at disadvantage. 14 doesn't hit.
14
All
is a
right.
miss. All right.
I got.
All right, so Millie takes a shot, slips back toward the fire itself. Next in the order is Clifford. Actually, a brief pause before you step into Clifford's turn. Millie, as you dart forward, your attention ahead of you, you can hear noise coming out of holes along the cavern wall in the darkness up ahead of you, the eastern wall. But off to the left, jutting out of the water, there's just enough light from the different braziers around the massive landing that you can see a large shape jutting out of the waters. Let me reveal a little bit of what you see.
Oh my god.
You recognize it, even in dim shapes, because you've wandered the city at all hours of the day and night. But you see the top floor and the sides of the Tower of Ogma, whole and intact. There's some rubble from the surrounding stone on its roof, but the building seems intact. It strikes a chord of hope in you in a desperate moment. Next in the order is Lokag.
Isn't Clifford up?
I'm sorry, Clifford, yeah.
Yeah. So they're still in this annoying place where I can't quite see them and I get disadvantage. I think we have to get past the light. I think we have to get the hell out of here. He's going to get down behind the rocks here and ready a shot with the crossbow when they get where he can see them. So he's now prone behind the rock with the crossbow lined up on the first guy who gets within 20 feet or 20, whatever the range is that I can see the green of their eyes. He yells, "Lokag!" and it echoes through the whole place. And he looks very focused and very, very angry. That's Cliff. The only thing I could do with my bonus, I think, is maybe draw my, with an interaction. I don't know if I can light my torch, or get my torch out. I'm not going to light it. Have it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So that's it. He'll have it ready.
Okay.
And that's it. He can't light it.
Lokag does not move. Next in the order is Helena.
Did Lokag use his stone's endurance? Has he used it yet? 'Cause it is something his race can do. Just
Okay.
Yeah, he's used it twice.
damn. Oh well.
Well, Helena is very upset by this. Although she is too afraid to go up there, I'd like to shoot this goblin directly ahead of me.
Okay.
And actually, before I do, I'm just seeing if favored foe is a bonus action or not. It looks.
Yes, it is, I think, to apply it.
Bonus action? Okay, I just don't see that, but that makes sense. It's not saying it's an action, so.
Oh
yeah,
no, it's the
I'm
first
going-
time you hit.
It's just when you hit.
Just
Yeah.
when you hit,
you're
yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely that hobgoblin ahead of me. Let's see, short bow.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah,
That is a hit.
Okay.
excellent.
Beautiful.
She has to avenge. Lokag's the closest thing she's ever had to a friend. And then that's also a D4.
Yes, I believe so. Yep, T4.
Oh, better than nothing.
You hear the wind sort of knocked out of the hobgoblin as the arrow slams high into their shoulder, piercing the chainmail. They stumble a half step forward, but do not fall.
She screams at it, but then also runs off a little bit further back.
Did you roll the double damage for the crit?
Double damage
So
for the crit?
that's an 18.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been a crit.
Oh, I thought it was. You rolled a 20.
No, it rolled an 18.
Oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I was looking at roll 20 and it lied. My bad. I thought you had a crit.
I was like, what did I miss?
I got all excited. I'm sorry.
That's being excited. It's great. So, oh yes, I was moving.
Mhm.
So I already moved 5 feet. Right there. All right, that's the end of my turn.
All right. Next in the order is X.
Is the injured one next to another guy surrounding Lokag?
No.
Okay. The injured one's kind of out on his own.
There's a 5-foot gap between it and the nearest hobgoblin. But it is right next to Lokag.
Okay, I think I'm just going to slide forward, toll the dead on the injured one, and then move back again. If I'm within 60 feet of it, I can see it and toll it.
Okay, you're in good shape than where you're at.
60... Okay, then I'll toll that dude. The dead come for you. Get those silvery hands clawing at him.
That is a 10. That's going to fail.
No.
But it does not drag it down. It seems to like pull its feet free. The
Got it 12
Grasping
because it's
claws.
injured, right?
Yeah, but the roll was a 1, unfortunately.
Oh, all right.
And what next for X? He's got movement and bonus
That's all
action.
I got. That's all I got at the moment. So I'll just stay back and wait for them to come to us now.
All right.
You could probably get behind the rock with the rest of your move if you wanted. Is that what
Okay.
you want to pull back?
Yeah, we're gonna keep trying to pull them back.
Okay.
Yeah, back there you should be able to.
So once
Maybe
you
a little to the left of that.
again, that rock's only useful if you drop into a prone position. It's not
Which I would
not very
recommend.
high.
Well, I want to be like 45 or 50 feet away from them and then behind people, so that they. I don't want to be the target they charge.
Right. Yeah. Everyone's moved further back, so you can't be within 30 feet, or you will be in front of everybody. You would be the target. So moving back behind Cliff, you'll be further than not 45 feet, but 70 feet, double.
Done.
All right.
Scary, guys. Real scary.
So the two healthier ones, with the unhurt ones, with the with shields, step forward. And their wounded comrade steps back. He steps around Lokag, pulls out a small flask, and pours it over Lokag's wounds. Lokag twitches for a moment and goes still. He doesn't wake up, or you're not sure what it is. Yeah, it's tough to see. If you've got dark vision, you could make a medicine, or religion, or nature check if you have dark vision and could see that interaction.
Way out of mine.
X has dark vision. If it's within 60 feet, I'll roll.
Okay. So let's see here.
It's over 70 feet away. Something like that.
X, you're not sure what it was. It could have been a healing potion. It seems unlikely because Lokag didn't immediately, wasn't revived by it.
A meat preservation potion.
Indeed.
Preservative. It's a bunch of salt and
Oh my.
MSG.
MSG.
It's the hobgoblin version.
Alright, Millie, as you're sort of backlit by the fire, making a decent target for the hobgoblins. X and Clifford have both gone prone. So unfortunately for Millie, that's going to be 3 crossbow attacks aimed at her.
Yeah, are they heavy? They're heavy, aren't they?
They are. A 21 and a 22. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yes, they are. 21, a 22, and then a 7. Of course, going to miss.
21 and 22 will hit.
Actually, that second one is going to be a 5. It's rolling with disadvantage. So 21 is going to hit. Fortunately for you, there's no others close enough for extra damage, so that's going to be 4 piercing to Millie. The armor, the warriors themselves, kind of tuck their shields up, taking the dodge action. The leader toward the back gives a great shout, calling the word alarm echoes out through the stone, as loud as the hobgoblin can possibly shout it. Next in the order is Millie. They seem to be a bit more cautious, not overwhelming you with their quickness and their numbers. Some of theirs fallen. They seem to be taking a more tactical approach with you all now.
Would any of those trigger my ready? I don't know if I can see them now.
Let's check your range.
The range on the bow is 100 feet. Do you want me to do a perception or something? Or
Yeah, if you don't have, yeah, go ahead and make that perception check.
All right, try that. Let's see. What? 14?
14 is a success. You can see.
All right. I'll do my ready then. Is that at disadvantage or is it straight?
Oh, that's going to be a single roll.
Okay, well, I rolled a 1. So.
All right. Go ahead and roll a 1d6 for the mishap table.
Oh boy.
So,
Good time.
so viewers, I have a small mishap table for critical fails in combat. And
I rolled a 6. Is that good?
it's yeah. No, it's good. It's better than the others.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love not knowing results of things when I roll them. It's just so much fun. It's like whimsy.
Well, in dropping the crossbow down, quickly sort of reloading it, the cable pulls quick, and you pull some muscle in your forearm. You're going to get a minus attack rolls until you make a short rest.
All right. Take note. Bob, stupid crossbows. Damn hobgoblin crossbows.
Next order is
Alright. Looking out, do I see these goblins any better?
not really.
Alright. Then I will continue attempting to shoot them from afar.
Here.
You pull back and ready. Cliff up to the north? I mean, it goes further up, right? I just can't see.
Oh yeah.
beyond the
Let
fire.
me go ahead and reveal a bit.
Yes. Reality reveals itself as the world is drawn in front of our faces. What madness is this? I swear there was a cliff a minute ago.
No more openings. Can you all see into the wall? But the guttural sounds of grunting and struggling as it maybe figures can be heard from the north. Some folks certainly don't seem to be interested in the alarm that was called.
Mm.
The ship is not entirely unified throughout the stone.
Mm.
So you have your options. You can ready your move forward and attack, or anything else you can think of. Dart to the north and explore, or anything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear I'm not going to hit anything. Especially at disadvantage.
Yeah. Away from for sure.
I'll keep going north.
All right, you're in dim light now. That's good.
All right, reveal a bit more. So far, the theme just seems to repeat itself. Red, rough wall, sandy grit beneath your feet. There does seem to be a slope off. It looks like a branch of the stairway you were. Or perhaps the stairway.
My crossbow, if anything gets within. visual range.
The smell of this place is overpowering in its alienness. The most familiar smell is the sewer itself. That sulfury, described as swamp. The stone itself of unfamiliar vegetation and the masses of unfamiliar bodies. There's the smell of smoke and soot is thick in the air, as well as the distant smell of stale, sickly incense. Next in the order is Cliff.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to do a spell. It will have the effect of some kind of gadget, but I'm going to try Fog Cloud. So to do that, is that Wisdom check? Is that what it is? Wisdom's?
For you, an intelligence saving throw or an arcana check?
Oh God! Well, I'm a primal. Oh, I was hoping I could do insight.
Oh, you're primal. I'm so sorry. Then it would be wisdom or nature, or wisdom save.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wisdom. I don't have any nature. Oh, yeah, I did okay.
I did not see it. If it did.
Oh, try again. Wisdom save. Oh, save. Clicked it a few times now. How come it's not coming through?
I'm not sure. Go ahead and roll it.
I'm just gonna roll a d20.
There you go. Success. Do you
Nice.
what it looks like as you cast the spell?
So in this case, flavor it as he has this pellet that'll throw out there, and it'll and then maybe like a kind of little bit of ammunition that creates that begins to kind of spread out and cover an area 20 by 20. So it would be something like this. I don't know if you want to fill it in, but I want it to be able to block vision so that we have a way of kind of getting I think a little to the right. Let me right. Oh, there you go. There's a fog cloud. And I guess move it a little north and to the right then. And then I want to be able to get into the cloud.
Okay. You're going to be getting up from prone, so that's going to take 15 feet of your movement.
Yeah, and then I want to be able to have so I end up behind it. So 1, 2, 3. So yeah, if you bring it down, yeah, that's great. And I'm in the fog. I want to kind of help Millie though, so it might need to be a little north one. Better chance of helping Millie block line of sight. I hope. I don't know if it's enough.
Good team thinking.
Yeah, so there's some fog there. I'm hoping when they come through the fog, they'll be lit up. So that's the best I can do. I do have the port, yeah, I can't light it yet. I was thinking I could bonus light it. I'll chuck it. I'll chuck it over to the fire, so it's right there on the ground. Hopefully it's starting to catch. I guess.
Yeah, it's a large stone brazier. It seems like they you could toss it into there.
It just drops it on the edge to sort of until I wait for it to light up. There's probably some piece of wood I can grab if I need it, but he's happy in the fog. He looks to X like safer in here than we gotta get out of here, and that's it for him. Yay!
Next.
Helena!
More about Helena.
Get the hell out of here! Helena! Into the fog!
Order is Helena.
Well, her strategy is going to remain consistent. She's going towards her comrades while also shooting at the hobgoblin. With the favored foe, is that just one foe, or is that hobgoblins?
I think it's just that one foe, actually. Okay. Yeah.
As opposed to slime. That's the one she just always...
Right, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get right about there. And, well, is that too far to shoot?
You'll still probably need to make that perception check.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, if I can get that. Check action.
$19.
Success.
Yes. Sharp bow in the face. Ah,
10 is gonna miss.
oh well.
Sails dangerously close to the hobgoblin's ear.
A quick, thing I made a mistake with. It's actually, that fog cloud is twice as big as we think. I don't know if you can make it 40 watt. Yeah. So, yeah, that should be pretty sweet. And maybe, yeah, that's about good though, guys. I don't know if that'll change Millie. I don't know if you can get into the fog, Millie. I mean, Helena. If you can get safer, you might be able to reach it now. Yeah. It's 20 diameter, not 20 wide.
Yeah, where did I start? I was like...
You can hit
You were
the
within-
X button. You were right.
Okay.
That would
Okay.
get you in the fog if you wanna.
If I went in straight.
Straight north.
Yeah.
About right there?
Yeah.
Here?
Good. Yeah. That's. Hopefully that'll help.
Yeah, that's it. You're in there.
Can I go like one diagonal to the top right?
I lost track of where you started. I think you were here. 30. That would be 30, I think, right there. So,
Okay, there we
yeah.
go.
A shot and into the fog. X. Most of your enemies are now obscured by the fog summoned by Clifford, billowing outward from a small seed or something he threw at the ground, darting. Helena rushes into and disappears into the fog as well. What does X do? You could move to the south and try to get line of sight. Shot on one of the hobgoblins. You can move directly into the fog and hide, or you could dart using the fog as cover to catch up with Millie, or anything else you can think of.
Well, I want to take my action because I got two things that I could do.
Okay.
Is I could try to cast a bless spell, but that's
I
going to
like
be a commitment to us to try to stay and win the fight. I could also save that spell and potentially do another healing work if we're planning to run. But I don't want to bless us if we're planning to run, if that makes sense. So can we just take a beat?
We might be able to save Locag if you. I don't know. What do y'all
Well,
think?
if we're going to get back to Locag, we have to actually be able to win the fight because, he's surrounded by bad guys.
I like the bless. We've been missing the difference. I like it, but
All right.
What do you think? What do you think, Helena?
I'm going to target and the paladin. So Helena, Clifford, and Millie. And I will try
I
to
might be
summon
outside your range.
Oh, check the. It's what's the distance?
30, I think.
I have my movement, so I'm assuming that I can position myself appropriately.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't see a map, guys.
That's fine. Yeah, you
I'm
can
just-
you can get up and move.
Yeah, just 5 feet. You're close enough to get out.
Movement, and you're good. 15 to get up, and then 5 feet.
Okay. So then I'm going to dig down deep, and I'm going to... There's a tattoo that has stars on it. And I'm going to try to get those stars to activate and use the bless magic.
All right. Let's see here. I'm double checking something. Okay, so again, that's either going to be a wisdom saving throw or a wisdom saving throw or a religion check.
I think my wisdom save is probably better, so you could roll that for me.
I'll roll a d20 for you. See what it does. 11 plus,
Be +3.
so 14? I think that. Yes! Yes!
And this
Oh,
again,
crap.
it's a different energy than what you had previously been connected to. This, yeah, there's almost a savage and frantic purpose that feels like it pours out through you with this. It's less of a, feels more like a drive sort of feeling. I'm going to use these. I'm going to use pink to indicate who has picked. That was Helena, Clifford, and Millie.
Yep,
Okay.
me.
All right. You still have a little bit left, 10 feet. What else might you do?
Out of the fog with the idea that in future turns I can step out, toll somebody, and step back in.
Okay. You can't quite fog from where you're at, but you're moving toward it. You're right behind Clifford, who's right on the edge of the fog. It's hard for you all to see. Millie, you can barely see figures. They seem to move to. You all can hear soft whispers, likely the squad giving commands. One of them is able to see Millie. You think the leader, the one that keeps talking, and attempts to fire a shot at Millie. Some light playing on you. For a Millie, would you like to roll the d6 for mishap, Goblin? This will be the second mishap for this
Sure.
hobgoblin.
Nice.
1. All right, go ahead and roll a.
And a 3.
There is a wrenching steel. You see the figure recoil and drop his bow. You've heard a malfunctioning weapon before. You've like hung over the wall watching the guards and the trainees, City Watch, practice, and that they practice with break occasionally. So you know the sound of a crossbow that broke, malfunctioned. You don't think it hurt the goblin, but it certainly does not have a ranged weapon anymore. Next in the order is Millie.
All right. The fog cloud up. Going to run back into it. Right.
Movement, object interaction to pull your blade out. What else does Millie do?
Within the strange kind of heat of this triangular coin to try and cast Searing Smite on her sword.
Make a charisma saving throw or make a religion check. You feel power coursing through you like a spear of light flowing through your brain, down into your heart, through your hand, and into your weapon. You tell me, does it look like anything? Does the show up on the blade, or is it just something that you can feel?
Blade just kind of glows, and so there's, like fog lights kind of a deal, bright lights in a fog kind of an area now with this glowing weapon.
All right. And you still have an action.
I do. That's weird. Okay. It feels really weird to ask if I can hold that action stuff.
I'm pretty flexible with this stuff, so yes, you can.
I will hold that. Creature gets within 5 feet of me, I will attack it.
All right. You're about to step into the safety of the fog that you've summoned. What does he do next?
Gee. Well, I thought it was in the. That's fine.
Well, yeah, it looks like you're.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, you're not fully in it. You're like,
Yeah.
partially.
It does. It works for me. I'm between them. I hear them. I'm just gonna do a little measuring. I'm trying to think of the best way to mess with guys. I really think we should get the hell out, but gotta save low CAG. I want to try a hide action for now. They can't see me. I need that if I want to get it later. Actually, I don't know if I need it because I'm in the fog, but it still helps if I'm hit. I am going to try to hide. I'm going to be sneaky, so I'm going to roll a hide. This will help. All right. Now, 20 on the stealth. Hopefully that is good enough. His short sword, and he's going to move in 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, and he's going to be hit right here. I think they're going to try to charge or something, and he attack the bastards. So that's his move. And no bonus action. Can I use a bonus action to weapon?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use a bonus action to get a second short sword out, so he's got both
Okay.
ready. That's it. Action to stealth, so I have no attack.
All right. Next in the order is Helena. You hear the hobgoblins up to the east, but none of them. You don't see any of them in. Any of them shrouded by fog. Their footsteps within reach of you.
I would like to, I probably can't see inside the fog anything around, like any sort of place of escape. Or...
Yeah, you can't see anything. You could see a person if they were within 5 feet, but they'd still be like see. But you
I
know
think
there
if
was
you move
somebody there.
down 5 feet, if you move down 5 feet, you'll be able to see the hobgoblins real quick. If you use 5 feet and move it south, you'd be able to see them.
That's true, and Helena would know that. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to look around the fog and take a run if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted to do that. But to escape, yeah, you're not. It'd be hard to spot anything within the fog cloud.
We're all going north. That's the idea.
Yeah, I would like one, but
Do it.
also it just feels at this point Helena's going to take advantage of her and as north as she can.
All right, that's the idea.
You zoom out actually.
And the fog will cover you as long as you're a little to the right. They might be able to shoot you if you keep going, if you just go straight.
Like this way instead?
Yeah, unless they, yeah, it's probably,
Okay, I like that.
yeah.
Oh, I lost where it went. Okay, that square. I'm gonna put
I
That's
got
a great way to do it.
it's really far away.
All right, so
Yeah.
Helena just makes a dash.
Yeah, man. I mean, point where Rat knows it's got to run for it's for itself. Gotta run.
Self-preservation.
Mhm.
All right, that's for Helena. Next in the, say anything as she dashes out of the cloud past X.
Follow me if you want to live.
Next in the order is X.
Did Clifford go forward or back?
He went forward into the.
He went forward. His goal is to try to cover your escape so you guys can get the fuck out of there. Remember, he has dark vision. I mean, he has blind sight, so he's got advantage in the clouds. It doesn't affect him like you guys. Mechanically.
I think X is gonna move down to where he can see one of them. He'll cast Toll the Dead, and then he'll move back into the fog cloud with 35 feet of movement. I think I've got just enough to be able to get there where I can see one and then move back into the fog cloud.
Okay.
That looks about right.
All right. Wisdom save for the hobgoblin. It hasn't. It's not going to be D12. But it will hurt.
Nice. Well done. And then I think you can go back to where Helena was, basically. With your movement, you should be able to get back in the clouds.
That would have been 30.
Well, no, he could have done diagonal. If you lose the little arrow thing, he could have gone diagonal to there.
Okay,
right
cool.
here.
Yeah.
And then he could diagonal into there. That's what I'm
And I've got 30 so that helps.
Oh, sweet.
So one
Perfect.
more north, and he's in the clouds.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
And they should have advantage on us unless they have some special senses I don't know about.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's it for X.
You hear the hobgoblins sort of moving, repositioning themselves, but no one's really in a position to see what they're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and hide them all. Not sure what's happening.
Ooh.
You can definitely hear them repositioning themselves, though. A few of them have moved to the south. There's one over to the east. They seem to be trying to cover several bases and be in a position to attack if you all come. Well, obviously, from what you can hear, perception checks. It can't be lower. Well, in this case, it can be lower than your passive perception because the distractions, the new environment.
18.
Nice.
If they don't hide, we kind of know where they are.
Right. To
Right.
pick out sort of details, real specific details. Okay. So it sounds like they're in a position where someone will be able to fire at you from if you come out from any direction other than toward the bonfire. You think you're fairly well covered from there. One to the south or the one to the west might get a shot on somebody, but if you come out that angle, if you're trying to escape, that is, then you won't suffer too many readied attacks. But it sounds like they're sort of positioning themselves, readying their actions. You can hear them speaking. Clifford, you can hear.
No, we send for One Eye. One Eye. I don't. But this is magic. The rules are clear. get one eye.
Hear a indrawn breath as if somebody is steadying themselves to do something they're really uncomfortable with doing. And the feet retreats back the way they came, or starts to retreat back the way they came. Before we step in back to the top of the order, of course, Clifford, you could hear translate that for everybody, but it sounds like they're holding up and they're going to send for somebody who can deal with magic. That likely doesn't bode well for you all. At turn 0, going through stuff, assuming that Cliff shares that information with those immediately nearby.
Can't really do that, unfortunately, because I'm hiding.
Right.
So if I made a sound, I would reveal myself. So for the moment, we're all going to have to be in a state of media res.
So then Millie's doesn't know all that information, that they're positioning themselves and are not coming after you. You can all hear that another one has retreated. So for that, everyone else can make insight checks since Clifford is not able to share that. So go ahead and make those insight checks now, for Helena, for Millie, and for X. Nice.
I made one just a sense of what he means about the magic and the one eye and all that.
Okay. All right. And I'm gonna roll one for X. All right. That. So, Millie and Helena. This seems, that they're holding their position and sending for going to get help. So, you don't necessarily know this. So that's not going to be a good development. It'll probably be maybe 3 rounds, maybe 4 before it goes up, depending on how long it takes the hobgoblin to get their attention. It might be, you're not sure. So they might be attempting to sort of spread out, surround this cloud, and try to hold you all in position. But for the moment, angled to get shots at you if you leave the cloud, some sort of help. Clifford, the other thing that Clifford picks up is that they're afraid of this wizard. They don't want to ask for the magic user. They don't want to ask for their help at all. But you also kind of sense that it's not just that they're afraid of him. There's a pride thing. You kind of felt that. And it sort of reminds you of that sense that they're not all united within the stone, and there's some divisions. Like, obviously they're all under one banner, but there's still going to be groups and factions and stuff like that. So you think you put your finger on one of those fault lines just now.
Gotcha. I know.
Yeah. So what's Millie going to do, if you think, on her turn, just briefly?
Stand here in the fog, waiting for this thing to attack.
Okay. What about Clifford?
I have that 10 feet of blind sight, so I don't know if you want to make them visible so I can kind of, but he wants to kind of move to 10 feet, staying in the fog, to see if he senses them nearby.
Okay.
Within 10 feet.
Okay. We'll go ahead and return your token. We'll take care of that on your turn. What about Helena? What's she going to do?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was jumping ahead.
That's fine. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. He's planning on checking out the south and feeling things out. That's what.
Trying to get that attack. Copy that.
Yeah.
Briefly, what's Helena's plan this round?
She wants to look for a way to scurry on out of here and encourage everyone else to do the same.
Okay. What about X?
I mean, X is caught in the middle. If people are staying, X is going to stay till the bitter end. If everybody decides to go, then X will go. But
Heard.
he's very reluctant to leave anybody behind.
Yeah.
Fair. All right.
Yeah, I'm thinking we withdraw, and fight as we withdraw. So we don't have to stay here, but we do have a bit of an advantage for the moment. But pulling back and firing at them when they come to the other side of that fog, while they're all lit up by the fire, might be the sweet spot. That's what I'm thinking.
Are you able to move the fog? I can't remember if that's a movable spell or not.
No, unfortunately, it's stuck where it is. I chose that just as the best way to kind of protect us from getting nailed by all the arrows.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Well, you're still alive. Must have been a good choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the top of the order then is Millie.
All right. Guess if we're gonna try and continue this harried retreat, move to the edge. I also have 10 feet of blind sight from the fighting style.
Nice.
So if there's anything I sense there.
So you kind of know where I am in a way.
No, you're way too far away from me.
Yeah, only within 10 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, peek your head out of the
Well,
clouds.
we know where they are. We know they're to the south, right? We know at least that much because they didn't take any kind of hide action, right? They're like we kind of.
Yeah, you can
know
hear them. Yeah, there's one around here.
We know they're not to the north.
Yeah, there's not any
Right.
to the north for sure. Millie, yeah, you heard that. They're all to the south, through the west to the south.
So I'll keep heading north.
Okay. As you come straight out, you do suffer another attack. Oh, actually, let's see here. Nope. You hear a frustrated curse and a warning shout. Likely the hobgoblin who no longer has a crossbow. Millie is safe for the moment. You do feel exposed.
See that one? Or is it just
Let's see. Actually, yes, you do. As you step out, they've dropped down. They're kind of standing. The cliff sort of it steps down before it drops, plummets, and they've kind of stepped down and they're crouching, and they're watching you. And you can hear them sort of shouting to someone else. You can barely see, but they can't really target you. You can just tell there's someone else there, but that angle through the fog cloud.
give it the universal sign for I hate you and keep running. I'll use my common sign language to tell it it's an ass and keep running. I'll dash.
Alright, so you dash forward. Let me reveal a bit more. The sounds of rough and shouting combat gets louder. You can hear the heavy sounds of fists slamming against bodies and bodies slamming against the stone ground. Ahead of you, jutting out of the water, looms the Tower of Ogma.
I'm trying to see if I can see any, like, I don't know, things that jut close enough to the land to get to from that tower.
You make out just
apparently.
a little bit. Let me go ahead and show you at least the cliff line, because it's. You can make it out because everything beyond the cliff line is very dark. So you can tell where the cliff is. And it does look like there's a piece of land that juts out. There's maybe a 15-foot gap between the edge and there's a if you remember, there's a balcony below, but at least to the roof, about a little less than 20 feet. It's up, though. So if someone would have to throw somebody or be able to leap, or but if you remember, there's also a balcony on the eastern side down below, so you may be able to leap down to the balcony, perhaps.
Could be useful.
Could be. Does Millie shout that back, or is she just lips pursed and dashing ahead?
I think just dashing ahead. Hey, these things don't know our intentions too quickly.
Yeah. All right. So
Well, Clifford's gonna move through like he's one with the fog. He's still hidden, and he had a hide, so I believe I'm going to get an advantage on a stabby stab. Yes.
Here, let me double check that. Stealth.
It was 20. is what my
That
roll
is,
was.
yeah. It seems unaware.
Alright.
It's looking. It's looking in your direction. It has a sword.
Yeah.
Has its sword up, sort of ready to swing. Shield tucked up
Nice.
high underneath its nose.
Jeez, I got a 12.
12 is going to miss. You slash along the shoulder of its chainmail. It
All right. Bonus action, offhand. Oh, crit.
Oh yeah.
see, yeah,
Yeah?
it cannot see you, so it is still a crit. It does
Nice.
get its ready to action. It's going to be with disadvantage, however.
Oh, ignore this. Now, I don't know if it does because it can't see me. So it can't. It has to be triggered by something you see. So I don't know if it gets one.
I don't.
but
That's not
it's up to you.
necessarily how I rule it. It was ready
Okay.
for
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
ready to make an attack on anything that presented itself. Just because it can't see it, it knows you're there. You just hit it with a sword.
Okay, yeah.
But it's with disadvantage
Well, and
still,
you take-
and it's going to miss with a 6.
True. All right, 1d. Oh, I forgot to roll the crit part, so that'll be 8 damage. Oh, and I think that would miss with the disadvantage, so I'm okay.
Oh yeah, it misses you entirely.
Woo!
And yeah, you managed to
okay, so it
slash
takes-
it deeply with a short sword.
Yeah, and I think the math is wrong. It's only 5 hit points because I don't get it's my offhand.
Right. Okay.
So I have moved 10, and I will move now back 1, 2, 4 to here. That is his full move after his stabby stab. Yeah, that's all I got.
Nice. All right. Next in the order is Helena. You saw, you see Millie sort of darting ahead, peering off into the darkness toward that large structure. It looks somewhat familiar to you, Millie.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to bless. I don't know if that'll make a difference in the first attack. So it would have been a 14. I don't know if that would make a difference.
Would not make a difference for this one.
Okay. Anyway, don't forget your blesses, everybody.
Yeah, good
Count your
call.
blessings.
Good call, though. Yeah, good call to remember that. Yeah, so far nothing has jumped out in front of Helena. You haven't spotted any tunnels or anything to slip into, but you'd have to stop and make investigation checks and move at half speed to spot anything like that. At the moment, Millie has sprinted off ahead and is looking at this dark, squat structure jutting up out of the swampy water below.
Would you say she is running ahead with like purpose, like knowing where she's going, kind of thing?
Millie?
Yeah.
It's a question for J-Fink.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because I'm just,
Oh, that's annoying.
Helena's just basing it on context clues, like, she kind of feels for the first time in her life like a little bad that she's not staying back and helping, but also her instincts are like run. So she's going to follow Mealy and keep her eyes peeled, I suppose. And I have a prepared action if anything does jump out to shoot it. I guess I can dash. Well, I don't know if I want to get that far ahead though.
Yeah, you just move 30 and ready. That's good. You're
Yeah.
pretty far away.
Mhm.
And they're all lit up by the fire if they come that way, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she's, she's not going too far ahead just in case,
Okay.
but also, trying to look for our next move. Look ahead, for our next move. Okay.
My heart is racing here.
Yeah.
So, 25 feet. Are you, you still got 5 more for your full movement?
Okay.
And then, you dash or ready? You said you're going to ready in action, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you say anything as you come up closer to Millie?
Coming up here.
There's a temple ahead. We might be able to get onto its roof.
Surrounded by slime.
Either the slimes or the goblins.
Yeah.
Next in the order is X.
So hearing the voices up to the north, X is going to go pretty much 35 feet straight north and see what I see. And if I don't see an enemy that's looking almost dead, then I'll proceed with a dash action and move another 35 feet and try to catch up with Millie and Helena.
Okay. Yeah, you're closer to them. You're within 30 feet of both of them. Do you say anything? Does X say anything as he gets up closer to them?
Let us get away.
All right. So nearby.
I wish Cliff luck.
I got this. You guys go ahead. You run. I got it. I'll catch up.
One hobgoblin darts into the mist, stumbling into Clifford. It swipes out blindly once it realizes there's a figure there for a 7 to hit. Cliff, you just sort of take a step to the side. You feel its shoulder hit you, and you know the angle of the blade is coming down at from that body contact. So you step out of the way. The figure kind of circles you. It shouts, "Here! Here!" to the others. Another one.
Stuck in here with me.
Right? Another one darts into the fog, slashing at Cliff. This one for a 16 to hit.
Oh, I don't know if that... Oh, that hits, because I don't have my shield up.
Right.
16 hit.
It's going to do some extra damage from the... They just take great advantage of each other's actions. So it's going to be a 15 damage.
Are you sure when they can't see me it still works? Yeah? Because that'll drop him. If it doesn't work, then he has 1 hit point left. But if being hidden doesn't matter...
It doesn't, yeah, it just says when it hits with a weapon attack, if that creature is within 5 feet of an ally of the hobgoblin that isn't incapacitated.
Yeah, then he's left down.
So that is going to drop Cliff. There's a shout of exultation from the others. And the last thing, Cliff, that you hear is the heavy footsteps of other hobgoblins moving in your direction. Next, let's see here. Now, a second ally fallen, 3 others darting forward trying to find any spot for you to escape to. Millie having spotted what seems to be the best port in the storm. I think this is a good spot to pause and take a short break, let some of us step up and stretch our legs, and let our viewers sort of stew on the drama for just a moment. And certainly in a tight spot. Certain destruction behind them and all around them, but a beacon of hope in the Tower of Ogma standing still after all this destruction. Perhaps the safety and succor they need will be found inside, if they can get there. So let's take a short break and come back to it. I'm going to step away for just a couple of minutes and grab some more water. And let's see here. Pon, are you good to hang for a couple of minutes till I come back?
Yeah, sure thing.
All right. And when I pop back in, I'll check in with chat too. I hope you viewers are having a great time. I know that the Mythlanders are having a great time, so thank you. We'll be back here in just a few with the game, but some of us are obviously going to stay and chat, but we'll take a short 10-minute break from actual gameplay and before we get back into it. So, all right. See y'all in a few.
And it's kind of funny that if I have a look at Helena here, my HP reads 17 out of 19. And I've never felt more schmuckish in any other campaign before in my life. I'm just doing what she would do. But
my hope, I think you're doing the right thing. I mean, my whole point was to like give everyone time to go north and be able to shoot at them, because you're all in the dim light now. You're not even in the bright light, and if they come, they're going to be lit up by that fire, and then we could take shots at them with it without the disadvantage and all that. That was kind of my thinking. I realized I could
come in a few rounds.
What's that?
I'm worried about what they're off to bring back. You know what?
Oh hell yeah, with the warlock or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I just think we need to get out of here if we're going to survive, and I am insistent Helena survives. I like this character too much.
I think it makes a lot of sense for you to be getting the fuck out of there. You just watch two of your strong, heroes die, go down. Yeah. You'll probably hear Cliff go, "Whoa!" So something happened to him. Man, that's brutal. Look, that damage is brutal. That's like, that's a lot.
They are a lot heavier hitting than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, I realized if I had switched up and dropped stowed my one of my short swords and put my shield up, I wouldn't have been hit. He would have missed. It would have made the difference. But I'm not thinking that way.
I get that. That's harder for me to consider. I'm always a magic caster, so at least I'm still like ranged with the bow.
Yeah,
that's helpful.
I mean, this is
getting in close.
Yeah, well, you're doing the right thing with the bow. I mean, that's how you do it, is you kind of hide, wait for people to come, and it's great when you're a rogue because you get that bonus action hide, You can, like, quick hide and shoot and always have advantage.
I miss it. That's what I am in my other campaign. Like, I get confused when I can't hide. I'm like, what do you mean? Anyone can hide. What do you mean I can't have sneak attack? What are you talking about? I'm being sneaky right now.
I do get a sense that this is intentionally trying to be really rough. Like this is intentionally trying to be a very difficult encounter. I'm feeling it, and I appreciate it. I like being forced into these situations where I'm like, oh my god, like we're very unlikely to live. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, DM said that this campaign was going to be like, being an expert mode in a video game. So
yeah,
it's rough. Do we have a way to get across to the tower? Do we have I know I have a rope. X has a rope, but I'm just curious if Helena has a way, or if we have a better way to get across than just a rope.
Man, I wish. I mean, I've got my gray potion of questionable effect.
Be right back.
Yeah, she's not a fan of oozes, which we're surrounded by. Which is still it's a favorite enemy. She doesn't really have a whole lot except for her hat. And a bottle of slime. And a chess set worth 50 gold pieces.
Do we think that potion is invisible, maybe?
It might be. Not sure. I was just told it was gray. It might give us the edge. I mean, hopefully it's not harmful. Welcome back, DM.
Thank you.
We're discussing the questionable materials in the gray potion it has.
Mm-hmm. Could be very interesting.
If it's a Oshti step, that would be fantastic. I don't even know if that exists. Across to the tower, that'd be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna step out for a second.
Okay, yeah, excellent. I'm gonna pop over here and open up. All right. Hey gang. Times. Things are pretty tense for the characters, eh? Scan through to everybody. Let's see. Hey, Valentine. Hey, Potato Queen. Hi, Elijah. Hey, John Carr. It's good to see y'all.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's him.
The fog goes away.
Oh, when you drop. Good call.
Yeah, fog's gone. Sorry, y'all.
Is it or does it just stay until it's done?
It's complication. I did, DM. I just want to say, I really put my shield on, and the attack would have missed if I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
It would have been different if I flipped the shield on. It would have been exactly enough to not get hit.
Right. So to be clear, yeah, I generally think of unequipping something as a non-action. You can just drop it. If you go to equipment, lanyards and straps are part of that. And drop it, and it's still part of you. But re-equipping the shield will take part of your action economy.
Is that a object interaction then?
I would allow that, yeah.
To wield it. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Strapped on. Yeah. Let's see here.
Like a bone and a strap on. That's not a weird
Amazing.
concept.
Combat. That's all I heard.
Yeah. Is this tower the one that used to house relics in it?
It is. And more than just relics, it housed a great many things. The priests and priestesses all lived there. There was a great temple. Bridget, where one of the relics was kept, was the flame of Bridget, an eternally burning white flame that was thought to sort of creativity, inspiration, and community among the people of the city. Unfortunately, you don't see its bright white light blazing out from the top floor right now. Bridget's flame dim. Perhaps by the crash itself, the meddling of the locals within the stone.
So then it's stabbed up through the bottom of the stone.
Yep. The stone crushed every other building in the center of the city. The Tower of Ogma, built by one of the Tuatha De Danann, known as the builder and the architect, still standing, keeping up to his promise that as long as the tower stood, Arabelle would, and no force beyond the ending of this world would destroy. According to the myths that Millie is fairly well versed in.
Oh, and with the fog gone, I guess we would that were hidden. I imagine.
It would indeed.
Want to have to toss me.
Wounded hobgoblin that you all originally saw is the one that slipped away. You can barely make out their shadow here, and they also would have moved on their turn.
A couple of these guys are mildly wounded, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For the viewers, I use a script for my tokens, so you can see when there's bright red around somebody near death, maybe an X over them when they're dead, and bright green is the brighter green. It helps toward like that spring green, yellow green. It's getting over toward orange, getting over toward red. So that yellow usually means they're about at half health, or a little bit more. It'll be like a clear yellow generally when they're at half. And then once they're below half health, it starts getting toward orange and red. I don't generally deal in numbers with hit points and monsters and stuff. Players to also avoid saying, "Hey, I have," and instead try to make it more a part of the game. Gauging the health of each other. So as a GM in general, I think I tend to add more mystery and obscure more mechanics than I think 5e is really built for. Older editions, but all my new players seem to like the combination of like new and old school stuff. So yeah, so heck yeah. Well, it looks like we are, I believe, X Locator with us.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Okay,
Yep.
I can see everybody.
Yep.
So before we jump back to it, you all see two things. The fog evaporates, the cliff is dropping to the ground, and while the hobgoblins that were, with bows drawn, charged in, but using their dash did not attack on Cliff or on anybody else. They sort of just slipped up into position. So, thoughts. I'm just gonna those thoughts. What is Millie doing next?
I mean, there's not much else to do but run north.
How about Helena?
Oh man, we are abandoning this like a sinking ship.
All right. And how about X?
He's gonna turn it. No, he's not. He's gonna run.
Man, you had me for a split second. I was like, well, really? All right. Let's see. But that's probably the better idea, not to do that. All right. Change the music out a little bit. Stimulating. And coming back around to the top of the order is Millie.
Right, heading north. I'm gonna start with their feet.
And you can look out down into the. You can barely see the surface of the waters. Now that you're here, large shape out in the center. A massive pillar that seems to rise out of sight up into the darkness above you. You can see more of the coast to the north. See a little around.
Cam, you want to show the map on stream?
Yeah. Go ahead and bring us over to it. And up a bit. A bit to see to show what you all have seen so far. Coming out of this cave here. This is you can see, but off in the middle of the swampy area, you see just the sort of bluff sides, a large, what seems to be natural stone pillar that rises up light out of the waters and then out of sight. to slip forward. And what else?
Do I see this area? Or is this like...
Let's see here. Yes, you do. Switching back and forth between my movement tool and my tool. Walls are shadows, the uneven carvings. You see a bit of light out of this area. A large, rough-looking ladder climbing up into a cliff. Here, it sounds like an argument between two thick-throated. You hear threatening tones as they...
Okay, I'll do another 30. This way, dashing.
All right, reveal a little bit more. Goodness. Sometimes Roll20 does not cooperate, but overall, I love it. Nervously, seeing another patrol, which generally tells you that you're about to see one. But at the moment, that one has not revealed itself. You can look over the cliff and you could barely see the outline of the balcony below. On the roof. Looks like about a 15-foot drop. With the momentum, you'd consider it a 20-foot drop, leaping across to that balcony. You think most of your party could do it, it would just hurt.
I've got no bonus actions.
Clifford, if you want to, let's see here. Make that public. You can just roll that death save for Clifford. Right. Next in the order, kind of look of Millie. You can see a small smudge of, or the very very dim light.
We are definitely going to dash on out of here. Yep. As best as we can. Doop.
Oh, last round you had a ready to act reminder. Would that have gone off or no?
Absolutely.
If
you have a ready action.
You don't have to take it, but it
so,
would have gone off before your turn.
Like if game. One of the, I guess I can see because the
Went down. Now you
Okay,
there,
yeah.
Yeah, good call, Cliff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure, no problem.
Plug.
Forgot about it too.
Yeah.
I'm dead, so I can pay attention to all the big picture stuff down in my body.
See, the game doesn't stop when your character hits 0 viewers. Remember that.
So peaceful. It's just a game. It's not even real.
It's that meme where the person's like all the graphs and charts around her. It's just like,
Oh yeah.
Starbuck, I think.
I think it's from the OA. I think it's the lady from the OA.
Oh, okay.
That was a weird show, the OA.
So, Ollie, goodness, Ollie. In range, so you're looking to attack that one?
Yes.
You quickly knock an arrow, draw it back to your ear, and let fly. Let's see that attack roll.
Blech. No, I don't. Never mind.
Okay.
You better.
If I haven't clarified before, for the viewers, I use inspiration at my tables. For those of you who haven't played at my table, you get a card. You can use it as a reroll, or you can use it to roll with advantage. But generally, when you use yours, that gives me another one. Everybody starts with one, given one potentially, but can only have
Can you use
2 at a
one?
time.
Other people, like if you get attacked and you make them reroll? Just for yourself. Yeah.
Alright, so Helena with that attack is going to miss inspiration, but you said no. I think you're
Does
muted,
that count?
Count. Oh, there you are. Sorry.
Does that count as my action since that was prepared action from the last round?
No.
Oh, well then. Okay. I'm gonna try to shoot him again.
Okay.
Without my inspiration.
Alright, still at 12.
Jeez.
Don't forget your blast. You have bless on both of those attacks.
That's what.
Oh, that's
Well, how
right.
much-
A D4.
That
Oh,
13 maybe hits if you get lucky. 16?
Yeah.
Is going to hit that one. He was did not have his shield up.
Is that the
Nice.
Shooting a bow.
The first one? Because it
First
doesn't
one
matter.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one's going to hit.
And
you
another
can,
D4 for the second attack.
that's right.
Bless 2, the blessing.
Oh yes. All right. That's another 3 for the second.
A 15 is not going to hit, unfortunately.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Does not puncture the chainmail.
And then I'll take the rest of what I've got. Hurry on up. 30 feet. Shooting behind and running forward.
Perfect. Next in the order is X.
Move me 70 feet in the most advantageous way. So move and dash 35.
$70, not 75. All right. Anything for your bonus action?
Not much I can do with my bonus action. Unless I can like drop oil on my way to try to make it slippery. That's I guess something I could do, but not much to do with the bonus.
Yeah, if you make a sleight of hand check, I might let you drop a flask of oil.
Yeah, I'll drop a flask as an object interaction. I don't know. It seems like a waste of resources. It's going to be a 5-foot square that won't matter. I'll just pull out my daggers. I'll just get. What is that?
All right. All right. So next in the order, the hobgoblins forward, with shields kind of step up in front. The leader seems to stay behind. The others, they stay low. They climb down and get a little bit of cover along the cliffs. Pulling out crossbows. Let's see here. Their light source, they're going to have to make their perception checks. only one of them is going to succeed and is able to take. But still, they're going to all three fire at Helena. With this one will be looking at the roll on the left. So an 8 and a 12. 3 bolts whistle through the air around Helena, striking off the stone and sort of cutting through some strands of her head.
Whoosh.
And Helena with the bullet time of the attacks.
She made him, you know. Not really.
Does she, though, as they're...
I think her eyes are open very wide, and now she's thoroughly needs to run faster.
Fair enough. Leader reaches down toward its belt. The other pulls a flask out and douses Clifford. Clifford, you are stable. You're no longer dying. But healed, not brought back to consciousness. Then it pulls its shield up and moves around, standing nearer, like sort of to guard the squad commander. As the squad commander pulls a brassy look at it and gives 3 short blasts on it. Millie, you hear the argument up that ladder turn into confusion. Several are shouting. Get the gist of one quieting the others. It seems like that horn got the attention of whatever's within. From this direction as well, I'll go ahead and reveal, as you look over, you realize what looked like a fold in the wall is another, like, a doorway in another cavern. Confused shouting, you hear the fighting within stop at the sound of horn blasts. Far to the north, 5 seconds later, another from the same type of horn.
That can't be good.
So, Millie, you're just planning on slipping forward? Are you going to make the jump this time? What's your plan? Fair enough. Helena? Let's do that. Helena, plan.
Just want to figure out a way to get to safety.
Yeah, more of the same, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having wonderful dreams about child. Back when things were easy. Who's dreaming?
Fair. What about X?
I'm gonna run and jump.
So at the top
Problem
of
is we're not going to get to the place where it's jumpable
Next
without a
round.
dash.
True enough.
Round of running before jumpies.
Alright.
Millie can jump.
If that's everybody's plan, we probably a little more quickly than just sort of turn by turn. Because Helena X, if your plan is to dash ahead with Millie, follow along with her. The hobgoblins have a particular plan, and Cliff currently doesn't have any choices.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you what he's dreaming about, but
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah, I mean, I guess how... My worry is if these things come out during that next round.
all just gunning it for that ledge, right? So
I was gonna start climbing down just because
All right.
less visible. But
Well, I think we
make the
can.
jump easy. That's it.
Well, if that's the plan, sort of breeze through a little bit of this. There's nothing immediately. Of course, if that does happen, then we'll slow down the rounds again. But for Millie, you can go ahead and over the next couple of rounds, you make any assessments if you want to make an insight check, survival checks, anything like that. You can go ahead and make 2 of those, and athletics check.
I'll burn my inspiration for that one.
Okay. All right. So your foot starts to slip. You drop your weight down and push your weight down. So as the stone sort of breaks and crumbles, it drops underneath that breaking stone. And you have this split traction, and you use it and you launch yourself out. And go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. You're definitely going to hit hard when you hit.
Great.
All right. You've done this sort of thing before. The weight out, you only take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Let's see here. You had heard faint drumming coming from this. Ceased. Hear a voice shouting from within, giving commands to others. And this cavern is deadly silent. The kind of silent inside stalking its way out. Likely you or one of your friends. Again, another familiar thing from snippets of your past. For Helena, again, you can go ahead and make those movements and checks that you need to make as well. Yeah, this is more like an explorate, like a.
Okay.
If I can do this interactively, DM, I'd like to give her guidance
Okay.
and or a rope. Yeah, maybe we can make it easy.
Okay.
Love to do that. Let's see if I can latch the rope onto something. That way.
Okay.
Latchable.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. No, anything that really sharp juts of stone. But you do have, I think, at least some of the armor and pitons. You can use them as a spike to anchor the rope.
That person happened to be Mealy?
Nope.
It's like I could just toss you part.
Person might have been Cliff.
Aha.
Oh.
Okay. So there's a couple of points that don't look incredibly strong, but maybe if you... so go ahead and make a survival check or a sleight of hand check. Let's see how well you can anchor this rope on a not ideal surface. Which you've dealt with a little.
Are you kidding? I'm okay. I'm using my inspiration. That is so
Okay.
pathetic.
Fingers crossed.
Thanks.
26. Nice.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, you find 2 or 3 like humps or a spike, a little round nodule of stone that you managed to do some clever knotwork, bracing the rope in 3 different places, distributing the weight around them, and toss the other end over to Mill. There's a stone railing. There's sort of plank the doorway back in from the balcony. There's several places you can easily tie the rope.
Yeah, I'll go to kind of the face that is off from the cliff side there.
here. And there's several easy anchor points. There's no need to make any checks on your end to secure the rope. So, how about X? You hear another single brazen horn note from far to the north. You heard that chanting from when you first entered the stone. Same direction. But X, you pass off a bit of rope, and what do you do next? Object interaction to pass that rope off.
I would love to be able to use acrobatics to get over to the other side. I'll use this rope as a tightrope instead of like doing something athletic with it. Do something acrobatic.
Okay. So as you dart up to it, just as Millie has tied her in, it's a good taut rope. Not so tight that it's taut enough you could run across it. Do acrobatics check instead of your.
I will guide myself first.
All right. Somebody want to roll that?
And then,
I got it.
All right.
Maybe.
So far, looking good.
3.
30-20. Definitely succeed. Feel free to describe how this feat that you or pass.
so he just like right as Millie's tying off the rope, he just like prances down the rope, like agile as can be, like nothing's going on. Do. He's gesturing wildly for Helena to join him.
She quickly to do the same and will as soon as she can.
Okay. You can go acrobatics check to cross the rope. You can.
And hopefully the guidance worked.
And with a D4. Nice. And with a D4.
Yeah, and 4.
All right. So feel free to describe Helena's feat of. It's not so much balancing on it. It could be climbing really quickly. You tell me, but it's usually going to be kind of strength.
She actually gets and uses her hands and feet and kind of grips them like she's observed many rats in the past, and she scurries very quickly across.
Awesome. I just want to briefly pause. I don't know if any of you all as a kid or recently have ever tried to balance on all fours on a pole or rope. It's exceedingly hard for humans to do. So I just wanted to point that out. Awesome.
You said
Absolutely. Serious core
You aren't
strength.
entirely human. I think you're part rat. You've definitely got some rat in your character.
It's all the rat strength.
We don't know it yet, but
And then for sure we're behind, so if we can retrieve it, we're taking it with us.
Right.
Cliff lost his rope. They're down the cliff.
Property of the goblins now.
You, one by one, slip down, like, slip through. Let's see here. You come in, landing on a set of stairs that spiral side wall of the Tower of Ogma. It is dark, but down the stairs and on the you're kind of looking out over meditation chambers and inner apartments of the people who, the clerics in the tower or lived here. You see bodies strewn about. No, you don't see blood and killed, but you do see, even in, actually, for X, you see very, very, of course. But yeah, it's dark in here, but you can see bodies and acolytes strewn on the ground. No wounds, no blood. but you can also see where furniture and large cabinets have fallen on some of them. And maybe it just looks like the falling may have rattled this place or the people within it. You see doors have been knocked open, furniture, cushions have been slashed. You can hear the arguing of goblin voices coming from members. Coming further down the stairs, you hear several the voices of hobgoblins and bugbears. A shrill, quavering voice. Someone in command. You hear glass breaking. But upstairs, it's quiet. The inner sanctum of seems to be empty, or at least less dangerous. So the floor you're sort of on a set of stairs, basically halfway up a wall, looking out into this chamber. The stairs, again, are on the inside of the massive tower walls. And as you look out, you can see like the roofs of the chambers and such within. You don't see any immediate movement. It sounds like goblins have moved in and smashed their way through on the far side of the chamber, out of sight. Is it in the midst of being looted? And it seems to be a lot of goblins. Or survival checks. It's a lot. It's more than you before. It's closer to goblins in the square in the initial attack that you all survived.
But there's some stairs that are going up.
Yeah, the stairs continue up as well. Mm-hmm. So that being the safest way, I'm assuming you all go up the stairs. Go ahead and make stealth checks.
I believe we can take battle, so let us head up.
Right. Go ahead and make stealth checks.
Oh, thank God.
So, DM, with the way guidance works, can I guidance each person before they make the stealth check, or is that kind of too meta?
Well, it does...
Concentration.
And it makes sound also. So yeah, you could do it to one person.
It's verbal.
Yeah, but you're gonna make
So
make sound.
But I mean, I mean, technically, game rules. I can do it, and one person can stealth, and I could do it, and another person can stealth, and each one can use it.
Anybody within.
I'm just asking if that's.
Yes. Anyone within 60 feet, including goblins, would be able to hear you and be alerted to your presence. You don't.
So if the goblins are closer than that, then I won't. Obviously, I won't do that.
Okay, go ahead and roll. I'm rolling a.
That is 18.
Oh, an 18. Nice. Okay, so yeah, you don't think so. You're pretty sure that there's not any within 60 feet. You think it's safe. So you guidance who?
I'll try to guidance each person as they start to sneak away.
Okay. All right, so Helena, you can roll a d4 to add on your stealth. Millie, you can do the same. And Millie, did you want to roll stealth for X?
Sure.
+7, not bad for level 2.
That's a stealth roll.
That's 23.
That's where I put my expertise.
Helena vanishes. And X vanishes. And Millie, for a moment, you have this alarming feeling that you are alone because you're on the stairs and you're having trouble seeing them. You definitely don't hear them. But creeping close after each other, you all make your way up the stairs. And let me bring us on to a new area of the map. We'll come up the stairs here. Give me just a moment here. Something did not work.
Are you just too far south of the map?
Perhaps. Let me try this again. I'm just surprised. For X, yeah, you see a large stylized flame painted on the floor. It is this fine, dark blue, shot with silver, gold, and cloudy white. There are pillars that ring the area, and on the walls are carved and painted murals that depict a thick forest. It is dark, quiet. You see the bodies of 5 figures. It's hard to tell what they were because they are burned. It's just the humanoid outlines in ash. One of them stands in the center. You make out a few scraps of leather, a burned wand, and what you think is a part of a spell component pouch. What does Millie do?
I'm gonna slowly head up and kind of just try to take a circle and get sure there's nothing hiding up here.
All right. We'll go ahead and reposition your token as you like. Nothing moves. You don't hear any sounds. The only shapes are those still piles of ash in the outline of humanoids. You can make a history or religion check, and you can make that with advantage. Helena, you can also make a history or religion with advantage.
History, you said?
Mm-hmm. And X, you can make a history or religion. Only the religion would be with advantage in this case, then. So I'm going to go ahead and roll religion for X.
Yeah, I'm not surprised Helena don't know nothing.
All right. 18.
You only got an 18 on religion.
All right. Nothing for X. Perfect. So, well, yeah, if you know that the Flame of Bridget is one of the relics, it's the most mysterious relic. It's sometimes argued that it's not really a relic because it's a fire, but it's a fire that's burned here eternally. One of the legends about it is that it will burn evildoers to ash, or those who come before the flame if you know, they have evil thoughts, evil in their heart, that they won't admit. Basically, it'll burn them to ash. That looks sort of like what happened.
Go examine the bodies, just
Okay.
see what's left, I guess.
They're all out toward the center, inside the chamber. So as you slip in past one of the columns, your eyes, peering out, it's very dark. You can barely see. There's a balcony. There's a little bit of firelight that's coming in through the southern doorway. It's very dim. You can kick around in it. You reach down. You find a half-burned stone, or half-burned and melted stone wand. Leather pouches. Burned remains of some terrible-smelling flower inside. It looks like spell components. You can make an insight check or an investigation check.
Only an 8.
Okay. Someone meddled with something, It's possible that these are goblins, but you're not sure what they were trying to do. Perhaps they were trying to steal one of the relics. Foolishly, chose the wrong one. Does Millie say anything to her allies as you peruse the area?
I think I'll just explain kind of why these creatures or people became ash. This relic will said to burn anyone with ill-got intentions to ash. Seems to work, as tales say.
Step briefly back over to Clifford. Clifford, everything is sort of a haze of pain and darkness. There are muffled, sharp voices.
No, tired. I'm trying to sleep, Mom.
You feel a boot nudge your ribs. A voice in Goblin.
Oh, shit.
Quiet!
Am I awake?
Yeah, you think you've been leaning up against a wall? You're in the midst of being tied up, and there's Lokag. You're using quite a bit of rope. He's still unconscious. He seems to be breathing.
Wow. How many hobgoblins are around him?
At the moment, there are them. Two of them are healing Lokag, and another is sort of looking back to the north, where your allies had been headed.
Oh. Damn. I'm not gonna waking up, I guess.
Okay.
I'll try to keep my eyes closed.
Okay.
I wonder if I could do I don't know if I could do some perception to get a sense of what's going on. My passive is 17. I wonder if I could do a sleight of hand check to sort of kind of make it hard for them to tie me up. Like, make my hands a little thicker so it seems like they're tying me up, but what would I use to sort of make it hard for them to actually maybe tie me up? So
I would say sleight of hand would work.
All right.
But you're also
try
going to
that.
need a deception check.
Deception's going to be garbage. But let's see how good that works.
All right, not bad.
15. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. And then I'll try the slide. And we'll see what happens. 24 on the slide. 19.
Okay.
Like, hoping it'll be easy for him to get an escape later if he needs to.
You are caught.
This one's awake. Don't let him free himself.
The other one moves over and works to tie you up, but you manage to keep the bonds. And you think, if you get the opportunity, you'll be able to free yourself. Not Lokag yet. But as your senses sort of slowly come back to you, it's healed you a bit, so you gain a point as you rouse back to consciousness.
Nice.
Lokag's. Oh, thank God! He looks around at his wounds, the hobgoblin's captives. He looks over again. Thank the gods.
This isn't the first time. I hate when this happens. It's so annoying. I lose all my stuff. I have to get it back.
No, I was having a terrible dream that I was at a cousin's wedding. It was so boring.
I was remembering the best part of my childhood, and we used to just sit with the fishing poles and our straw hats and just let the day away. It was kind of nice. I kind of want to go.
You, no talking!
You get another boot from the hobgoblin, and so does Lokak. That 1 hit point, but close enough. Stepping.
Still haven't gotten a short rest as far as.
Yeah. You have not had a short rest yet. You start to see some corner of your right eye, back toward the cleft. You start to see a faint wad of purple and green light. It's very faint, as if something is coming from around that corner very slowly. You see some sort of shadow cast by that light. It looks like an armored figure. It looks very large, but the figure's moving quietly. You noticed it. Your captives have not quite noticed it. They're intent on you, getting you tied up, eyeing Lokak quite warily, keeping their gear, their weapons at the ready, and of course one is just looking forward, waiting, watching the rest of your allies, who seem to be safe. You don't see any of their bodies. They're not tied up nearby. You kind of, through slitted eyes, still trying to maybe pretend that you're still unconscious, you try to slide your eyes over to the right and just keep an eye on this light and this shadowy figure. Slipping back over to...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
You got it. He's just like waiting for his moment. Whatever this is. And he's good at the next minute. So yeah, cut.
All right. So back to the tower top and Helena. As ahead of you, Millie slips out to investigate. What does Helena do?
This is an interesting predicament. Is there even any way out of here? I definitely want to come up to Sigil, and is there like a way you can interact it or anything?
Yeah, it's a mosaic on the ground.
Yeah, I'd like to go down and sort of like touch this like path in the middle here.
Okay.
I don't know, it seems interesting. Trace with my fingers, see if anything happens.
It feels warm to the touch.
Anyone touch this? It feels kind of warm. No, then. Anyway, can I do like a little investigation or anything? Check.
You can make an investigation, arcana, religion.
She sucks at all of those except no. So
Perfect. That's Helena's thing. She knows the streets and the sewers.
She's all about the streets and sewers.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do arcane because she figures it's some kind of magical crap if there's heat coming from it.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Which is probably exactly what she says after her investigation. All right, let's see here. Now, yeah, does Millie or X have any response to that? Does that elicit any new investigations or lines of thought?
I'll take a look with you. Once, no religions, though.
X will join in, take a look.
Okay. So one of you can help the other with that, like?
I will assist you.
All right. All right. So it looks like X is going to roll. Still going to be J Fink if you want to roll those 2 die.
Rolling. 15 plus whatever X's religion is.
Okay. It's going to be a -1, so that's going to be a 15. But that is sufficient It is said that the mosaic was an endless fuel source that Bridget's flame endlessly consumed. If it's a fuel source, perhaps there's a way to get the flame started again. And you back to, someone you befriended as a woman named Silene, who became a cleric. Who, unfortunately, her body may be somewhere downstairs, but Silene saw a keeper of the flame in this chamber, someone who knew how to relight it if it was lit. It was said that a flame and the a flame itself plus the will to bring this thing back for the people. Like, it had to be a community oriented mindset part of lighting it. She said she thought that the rituals didn't really matter, that it was really just as simple as having the right intention and a flame source.
How much time has passed since the fog cloud?
50, 60 seconds.
All right. Could we try to light it? Of something that can do something similar.
Does X have any thoughts on that?
Well, X definitely wants to light it, and he's wanting things than to have a flame in this place of darkness. So, if there's a will to want it back for the community, X is certainly, he wants it.
Does Helena have any thoughts?
Case, she's just gonna step back.
All right.
Going to lighting it. Pretty much with Searing Smite.
Okay. As you reach forward with the blade itself, reaching the centralmost point of that spiral, it lacks something. Some pour into it.
Don't know if we know anything powerful enough.
You can feel the enchantment, smite, laid on your blade itself. Should You'll have to sacrifice that spell. It'll no longer be on your blade, but that power will go into the mosaic, you believe.
All right, yeah, I'll let it be absorbed, if you will.
All right. You bring the flame down. You both had some of the ashes from the goblins, you think, and you touch the flame. You see flame sort of skitter, flowing along the edges and the planes like liquid fire. They flow into the spiral and they race along it, its looping whirls outward. As they do, a wave of shimmering light grows within the mosaic themselves. Small wisps of flame, thousands of them, seem to rise from this mosaic. They seem to current of wind seems to bend them together, so they sort of flow and curl around and lengthen, weave together over the center of the chamber. Once they all touch, it's as if some takes them, and all that fire, that sort of white fire, rises up mosaic stones and weaves themselves together into a long curve that dances to feet. The whole chamber changes. The pillars themselves begin to glow with a pale silvery light of the moon. The mosaic on the walls begins to shift and move, the plank and shifting in the wind. You can see moving within the mosaic. And you can see the seasons change in each mosaic, circling like as summer circles the chamber. The place is filled with wavering, undulating light. Feel at peace. You feel safe.
Not expect that to work.
You immediately are filled with an awareness of what you're capable of. Your being. You now have prepared spells. Class and character has access to them.
So is this like a full? Like,
It's not a full rest. Mm-mm.
No.
You
Okay.
just
Okay.
You just get access to those. And you, yeah. X and Millie can both, again, you can roll it with advantage and add your. All right.
16 for me.
It's going to be 11, I think, for X. A sense of vitality fills you. You feel, you can feel your wounds. You can feel your exhaustion. Your body feels somehow stronger and more able than it did previously. How does X respond as this flame appears and light to shimmer and undulate around the polished marble chamber?
X is just really offering up some prayers, trying to give signs of goodwill. Definitely don't want to be fried or viewed as an right.
Mm-hmm.
So X is just just praying and trying to, I guess,
So as you sort of drop down, open yourself up and begin praying, it's not so much a voice, but it's a presence. The information is shared with you. It's not in pictures, it's not in feelings, it's whole are fill any vacant places that you've made mind to receive. But there's a strong and intense, harsh hand, not ungentle, not hateful, but without gentleness. And you can feel the weight of death. You can feel the weight of those who are passing over the veil, even some of them slowly and through great suffering, as terrible things have befallen the city. But it's the death that you are overwhelmed with. But with it doesn't come a sense of tragedy or sadness, at least not from the figure that you found yourself, whose prayers are, or who's answering your prayers now. Instead, counting. These lives were not supposed to end like this. This was not supposed to be their time. And there must be a balance. Justice. You feel something like a spiritual dictum laid down on you. So much vengeance, though, but a balancing. Or perhaps you tell me what that might be like. But in either case, it is that a balancing of deaths from the invaders. So you feel somehow this entity is calling you to specifically balance out the deaths that the goblins, their underlings and their leaders have wrought on the city.
So I think as all this knowledge and power is washing over X, becomes, more and more intense. All different kinds of tattoos on his body start glowing, and he really, I think, this goes along with, exactly what he wants to feel at the moment, which is exactly as you said, a balancing of things and calling some goblins to their graves.
Mm-hmm. So that she can bring them to justice. Awesome. All right, let's see here. What about how does she react to all this?
I think this makes her incredibly uncomfortable, even in a physical way. I don't think she knows what to do with pure of a transaction, and I think that she's uncomfortable with the implications or the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But she's never experienced anything so profound before, so I think she's just sort of actually.
And in silence, you like a presence, a comforting presence. It's a presence that you've felt rarely, often when things were at their worst. The first time you were very young and alone and in a very scary situation, lost, and you felt this presence, and it reminded you what you knew and what you were capable of, and how swift and cunning you were, and what a terrible prey you made. You feel it again, and this time you almost feel it's like 3 fingers softly caressing your brow Just a brief sort of stroke as if to wipe some of the pain or heaviness that Helena has felt away. It reminds you that there's something that's always been there. And maybe it's an uncomfortable feeling, but that maybe realization. But somewhere in there is the thought that maybe you never were alone. Who knows, that may be even uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Alright, so stepping back over to Cliff and Okag.
I have a plan what to do, and we could figure it out. I'd love to just set it up so that when Lokag's actually physically, he can take his actions. So, but my thinking is what I'd like to do. If I can, if anyone has a blade, I want to grab the blade, slip away, cut Lokag free. That's what I try to do.
Okay. Awesome. As you... Just a moment here. Get a sip of water. As your eyes, slitted, narrowed down, cut from the hobgoblins to Lokag's face, back to the right, growing light. You now suddenly footsteps of a heavily armored creature. You hear the sort of screeching of rusted metal. The view is a massive figure. It's easily visible in plate mail. It could not have been hidden in that. But it stomps out there is a orb of dazzling, flickering, and scintillating light. This rancid purple and lurid green. They seem to swirl and dance about each other and make queasy to look at it. There is a crossbow to be mounted on a frame over the figure. Boxes of steel bracers on the forearms of this creature. And its voice rasps and screeches out.
Dares disturb the prey of Merlin! The great Merlin comes for you! Go now, little hobgoblins!
The hobgoblins seem very alarmed. They turn their attention immediately, lost. Well, you are lost to their attention as they fix this Merlin figure. One tucks up its shield. They're still sort of flanking you, so they can, if you do anything really crazy, there's a hobgoblin on either side of you and but all their attention now turns to this massive figure that sounds like a goblin, that stomps like a giant, and it's the most heavily armored thing you have seen. The armor looks dented, beaten, of many pieces, some of which were likely never armor.
I thought I had taught you to fear!
The voice booms out as it takes a stomping step toward you, and I think this is a good spot to pause for the session. What do you all think?
Ta-ta-ta!
Oh my god.
All right.
You guys just or what just found you?
More gadgets. That's it within theme. I want a mech.
Oh yeah, everybody needs a mech. Well, yeah. Heck yeah. Who's friend or foe, but it's certainly, at least for the brief distraction that you and Lokag might be able to make use of next session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely dark horse.
Well, yeah, that was pretty fun, and I feel like that stayed pretty tense up to that was great.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Well, heck yeah. I'm going to ask, so our viewers, if you all have any feedback that stood out to you, go ahead and throw them in chat. really liked and you're a follower, please jump on as many you like. That's really fun, and that's fun for us because we pop up and it's like, oh, this is something that one of our friends or one, so like we like that stuff. But also, if there's just a moment, just drop it in chat right now. And I'm gonna hit up X and say, Loquitur, is there anything that stood out for you this session aside from playing Theater of the Mind?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said before, the danger feels real. Like we went into some place that's way above our pay grade, how it feels. So we're trying to struggle to figure it out. I thought the Millie lighting that flame was really kind of the highlight of the whole thing. That's sort of in character for what Millie wanted. Of it was awesome. So.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I look forward to y'all getting able to sort of dig into that a little more. Figure out what the heck's going on there and what you can do with it. Well, next I'm gonna step over to Nick and ask half of it you were down.
Actually trying to focus on the audience, so I went out on Twitch and just asked people questions.
Oh heck yeah, thank you.
I had a little fun with that, so it's much easier to focus when I'm not terrified of dying. Goblins. That was super fun. I really enjoyed it. That was great. Highlights. I mean, just the whole time. Every time that any of us had to do something, we're like, what are we doing? Are we pulling? Are we? It was this constant little game. I was planning to sacrifice. Like Clifford's like pretty lawful. He doesn't want anyone else to die. He'd rather die first. Mm-hmm. He'll save everyone else so they can get away. So dying heroically was point for him. Definitely, he's very much enjoyed just dying like that, and then coming back and having this. So that's quite a gift. So,
heck yeah!
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. How about you, Jay Fink? Anything?
Yeah, I think between the fog cloud, kind of use our spell slots even though we weren't rested, didn't technically have them, was very interesting, and the fact that it worked went out. Yeah, the few high rolls of damage and hits were very stellar, and I think like the fact that we were kind of says naturally you're not going to have a good shot unless you're like a professional
yeah
at these things. Our level 2 characters really aren't going to do any running away, but then the temple, it was I guess this is something that feels right. Millie's very much about the community, and later on we'll learn even more about that. So,
heck yeah. How about you, Pon Pon? Thoughts for you? Anything stand out for you?
Yeah, let's see if this shows up on camera. Yes, Helena's very sad about Locac.
Oh, you should take a picture of that and send it into our Discord chat, so he can see it.
On his eyes.
Yeah. Oh man.
And also, the thing I have to say is, run away!
Oh yeah. So it's a rear advance for those who are, to put it in brave speak,
Right, I'm going to put it in Discord as we speak.
Well, I think that about covers it. A couple of, just some wrap-up things for our viewers. Thanks again for joining us for another session. And we'll be back next week and see what that mysterious glowing armored figure is, what they can make within the temple. And if the goblins downstairs in the temple will come up and investigate this rekindled flame of Bridget. But yeah, for everybody else, for viewers, yeah, I've got a few things. Discord integration, so those Discord invites should be. Let's see what else. I was going to mention something else, but it slipped my mind. So we'll just and yeah, if there's any you really want to see in the game, or if there's things to focus on as players, yeah, go ahead and message us, throw it in chat, and or you can reach out directly. But yeah, so look forward to us having a Discord channel we can all hang out and chat in between sessions and throughout the week, and you all can give the players even more ideas about how to horrible plans that I have for their players. As always, y'all have a great week. Take care of yourself. Thanks for tuning in and time and attention. Give yourself some rest, even if you can only take 5 minutes, and just don't do anything, and give your brain a reset. Trust me, it helps. Drink some water, try to get some sleep, and we'll see y'all next week. Be good to yourselves. Landers.
Good night.
No.
Bye.
Nighty night.